Back to school brings fresh beginnings, new schedules, sometimes stress for both kids and family. So establishing happy, consistent daily habits is just as important for long-term health as sleep, nutrition, movement, belonging, emotional regulation, all of the things. And so when our routines shift, maybe we have earlier mornings, more homework, after school activities, our bodies and minds rely on steady rhythms and nourishing support to adapt. And herbs can play a really key role in helping us maintain our energy, our focus, our immune resilience. Some of our rhythms really get thrown off when we're in transitions and changes of seasons and changes of routine. So our circadian rhythm, that's our 24-hour clock, tells us when to wake, eat, focus, rest. As our rhythms change, our stress response and our ability to adapt also changes. Our stress response and our ability to adapt really needs nourishment and needs support and fortification. So our nervous systems, they rely on these interactions in the brain, the hypothalamus and the pituitary that in the brain down with our adrenals. And so that axis helps to regulate our stress response. We release cortisol and adrenaline. These are some chemicals that do help us adapt. Sometimes their rhythm of release can get dysregulated. And so this is one of the physiological responses in the body that also really gets out of whack when we're in transitions and changing seasons. And then, of course, our immune foundations, fall, winter, bring increased exposure to colds, flu, other bugs, especially in classrooms. So our daily habits are really important. Consistency builds resilience. So our regular practices can train the body to regulate stress and energy more efficiently. The body is super duper intelligent. It knows how to adapt. Herbal medicine is one of those practices that helps fortify that body's natural ability and intelligence to adapt. Because our lifestyles will break it down. If we don't have our herbal practices, life will just break us down, and we know that from lived experience. So just like brushing teeth prevents daily cavities, simple routines like drinking a calming tea, making your elderberry syrup, that can really help train the body and support the body to self-regulate. I'm a big proponent that small changes make a big impact. Small shifts have a long-term impact. So simple herbal teas, nutrient-rich snacks and meals, and other practices like yoga can be powerful when they're practiced daily. One herbal tea a day or even just a 5-minute routine can have cumulative effects over time. And then family rhythms matter. It's been really helpful in our family for everyone to drink same infusions. And it's really a powerful practice because then you see how everyone's energy shifts in the household. Great foundations for kids who grow up and then leave. And you want them to remember these seeds of practices as they grow up. And also just like remembering anytime we're going through shifts of seasons, transitions, changes, we might not have the words to communicate our anxiousness or our stress or anxiety, but it could still be present. And so I feel like being aware of that really helps us move through even the things that we can't name. Prolonged stress, anxiety does weaken our immune system. When cortisol is released, initially it's very helpful. That's our stress hormone. It's very helpful because it's telling our animal brain, our ancestral brain, our limbic, our amygdala to conserve resources, blood sugar spikes, get some energy together so that you can go fight. You can go fight a wolf, you can go fight a bear. But here we are writing emails, and the cortisol is spiking. It's not quite the same level of emergency. Over time, when we have the dysregulated cortisol rhythm and we're in that perpetual state of fight, flight, freeze, then that actually weakens our immune system and inflammation starts to dial up. So they go hand in hand in terms of stress and anxiety, immune weakness. Difficulty focusing is a natural ripple effect of being under stress, as well as energy slumps, which is a natural ripple effect of those unregulated cortisol rhythms, and then digestive upsets. I'm one of those when I'm nervous and stressed, everything happens in the gut, which is what makes chamomile such a really great ally for me. But for some people, they get the shoulder tension, the neck tension. Some people can't sleep. So when we're thinking about how our systems get a little bit out of whack, think about where that tension begins to rest within you or express itself within you, because that offers really great clues as to which types of herbal allies will be most supportive for you. So adaptogens help us to know when to pump the brakes, when to pump the gas in a physiological way. If we go back to we're stressed out and our cortisol is spiking because of an email we just got, and now our body's responding physically, but not necessarily appropriately because it is an email. We're not fighting bears. And so adaptogens help us know how to modulate our stress response and know when to press the gas, when to press the brake. So we're not doing both together and just in that perpetual state of fight, flight, freeze. And so they help us regulate our cortisol rhythms. Some of them are a little bit more stimulating, increase our energy. I don't think like energy drink, but some of them can be really stimulating and help us just uptick the energy, but we don't necessarily want to do that when we're already burnt out. You don't want to rev the engine when you don't already have any gas in the tank. Adaptogens can support our energy more efficiently because our cortisol rhythms are more regulated, as opposed to here's a soda, here's a coffee, here's an energy drink. And so Tulsi is a really great adaptogen. I would invite everyone to start with Tulsi. It's delicious. It's very gentle. It's mood uplifting. Eleuthero is one of my favorite ones that has a little bit more of that stimulating energy. So it gives you a boost. And I was drinking a blend that had Eleuthero in it for about a year. And then it reached that tipping point of I actually don't have the energy to be revving up. Sometimes you can push yourself with adaptogens a little bit too far, but for the most part, they really help to regulate. And when you're already burnt out, we have some other plants that are more supportive to restoring your nervous system before we start adding maybe adaptogens that are stimulating. And so all of these already work on that hypothalamus pituitary axis, and then they have some additional benefits as well, so you can dive more deeply into them. I would not put these all in a blend and try them all together. I would really do them one by one to see how you respond and how you feel.